Hello and welcome to this installment of Not So Blue Moody News. I'm your host, Josh Diamond.
And I'm Noah Rabe. Josh, how have you been doing as of late? You been getting through the finals all right?
Oh my gosh, man, it's been quite the experience. I got 2 more left, this one included.
Heard. Well then let's go ahead and get started with tonight's content.
A 15-year-old boy named Matan Evans stormed the stage of the Game Awards in Los Angeles during the unveiling for Game of the Year. The award, won by Hidetaka Miyazaki's team at From Software for their AAA installment Elden Ring, had their celebration cut short as Evan rambled about Bill Clinton's reformation from an Orthodox rabbi. Shortly after the incident, Game Awards host Jeff Keighley publicly tweeted that the teenager was arrested for his actions. Since then, he's been getting bombarded online from a variety of outlets, asking for a motive, if he enjoys video games, or what it's like to go viral at such an important conference. His response? Nothing at all. The kid doesn't even budge and continues to play the persona of a trickster.
Jennifer Lawrence recently came under fire after a recent interview in which she claimed to have been the first female lead in an action movie with her iconic Hunger Games role as Katniss Everdeen. People on social media were quick to react, referencing movie characters such as Ridley, Lara Croft, Black Mamba from Kill Bill, Wonder Woman, Thelma and Louise.
Oh my gosh, yeah, the list goes on. Did you know, however, the most recent reports are now saying she's backpedaling from her initial claim, stating, "I know that I'm not the only woman who has ever led an action film." She then further emphasized how empowering it feels to play the roles that she does, though some are still skeptical given the initial comment being said so brazenly.
Watauga County recently took part in a large-scale Christmas wreath and tree auction occurring online. The event was a collaboration with the Western Youth Network, or WYN, with the purpose of raising money for youth programs across the high country. The auction itself was one of many other events taking place at the Watauga Recreational Center at the time. Other festivities included a wreath-making workshop and a hot chocolate social. The event brought in more than $100,000 for the WYN. After all was said and done, the trees were then given out to local businesses and government buildings in order to spread the word for next year's event.
There have been rumors around Appalachian State's campus speculating a potential ice rink will be built in the place of the soon-to-be-torn-down varsity gym located next to Central on campus. This speculative news comes from an Appalachian State classified post proposing a vision in which a rink is to be built for not only students, but for the general community as well. This post has turned heads, especially for those on Appalachian State's hockey team, as they commute to Greensboro on a regular basis every Wednesday. Our field correspondent, Carter Metzger, was able to sit down with a few members of the hockey team, as well as find out more about the gym space.
From its inception, App State Hockey has had one major struggle: the lack of a local ice rink. The team commutes over 90 minutes just for practices and games weekly, but that all soon may change.
A rink in Boone would just, open that new gate for App State Hockey.
A rink in Boone would grow the program so much.
A recent post on Appalachian Classifieds on Facebook from Riley Silknitter showed interest in bringing a hockey facility to the high country. The proposed plan indicates the facility would not only serve as an ice rink, but also a gym for wrestling, weightlifting, and as an entertainment venue. The proposition for the facility comes off the heels of the fact that the varsity gym, located right next to Ross Dining Hall, will likely be demolished in the coming years. This new facility would be able to house the activities that would be displaced from the building's removal, as well as provide a sanctuary for the App State hockey team.
Where's that skate? It's on the counter.
The lack of ice hasn't stopped the App State hockey team of having different ways of getting around the absence of a proper hockey rink. The team has turned to roller hockey as a temporary substitute for not having local ice to stay active and prepared. I caught up with a few players on the team to hear their thoughts on the club and the proposed facility.
Hockey's been something that's been a part of my life, as far as I remember, whether it was playing it or watching it.
Yeah, I've been playing hockey since I was 9 years old.
Hockey means everything to me.
It's honestly kind of crazy to sit here and think about how much time everyone puts into this team.
It's pretty crazy that everyone on the team is bought in and just ready to go every practice.
Driving 2 hours on a Wednesday at 9 o'clock at night to practice and getting back to Boone at 3 in the morning is definitely an experience by itself.
Anytime we're not on the ice, we're pretty much always here playing roller hockey. Have probably half the team comes out, and I mean, it's a blast.
A new rink in Boone it would make our club so much bigger with being able to practice more. We get better.
You're able to add the recruitment side of things where, we actually have a rink to bring players that come and visit us.
So bringing a rink to Boone, we'd probably be able to get more practice sessions. We'd probably have more players willing to play.
If varsity gym were to get torn down and, something replaced that would involve some sort of ice, that'd be crazy, because that's literally on our campus where students could walk to our games.
The players believe that the App State community could benefit from investing in a local ice rink right here in the High Country. With the likely renovation or destruction of the varsity gym, it is a better time than ever to have App State look into growing the hockey culture here in Boone. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you again to Carter for giving us insight into the potential future for App State hockey.
Next up, Jared Gilman sits down with Jake Gallons to discuss video editing competitions. Jared, take it away.
I'm here today with Jake Gallons, an accomplished up-and-coming video editor. Jake, first off, can you go ahead and just explain to our audience today what exactly video editing is?
Yeah, so video editing is just like all of the post-production work. It's pretty much just everything you have the pre-production, which is the writing, the actual storyboard work, getting the funding for the actual movie, production, which is just filming the whole thing, getting everybody paid, making sure everything goes smoothly, and then post-production, which is what I do. Post-production is just whether that be VFX, music, getting the actual footage cut together, finalized, and sent out. That's pretty much all. That's like my whole shtick.
Wow. So when did you first get into editing? What was that moment that really kind of solidified it for you? It was like, this is what I want to do.
So yeah, the biggest moment for me was actually in middle school, I think. Yeah, it was in middle school. It was a math class in 7th grade, doing a fractions assignment. Couldn't tell you why it was that, but I think we had the opportunity to do a video for it as the format. So I decided to just wing it, go for it, and did whole acts, parts. It had credits, everything, even outtakes. And I think the whole thing was I was excited to show it to everybody. Once I finished it, we went into the classroom. Everybody was primed and ready to watch it. Got tons of laughs, tons of smiles, everybody patting me on the back afterward. It was a really amazing feeling, and it definitely it sparked my whole, I'm in college for it now, so.
Right, that sounds like it was a very special moment for you.
Yeah.
Have you done any kind of work since then that you'd like to show off?
So, yes, I've done plenty of editing for my own YouTube channel, versus plenty of app TV stuff. I've even TV studio production is a class here that I've done a lot of stuff that I'm pretty proud of. And more recently, I was in a competition.
Wow, how you mentioned you were in a competition. How big was this event?
This event was national. It dipped its toes into international a little bit. It got England and France, I think, were the two European. There might be another European country. I can't really remember. But it was national. It was everybody except for Hawaii, I think, was the only out of the 50 states that competed.
Wow, so you mentioned it was mostly national, but branched a little bit into international as well.
Yes.
Who would you say your main competition was? Who were you mainly competing against in the tournament?
I think our main competition was South Carolina. I think just because we border, that's it's that little rivalry. And I personally believe that New York is our biggest rival, mainly because of the events that we compete in we closely place against New York specifically.
Wow. So what specifically all do you do in this competition?
So the competition specifically is I do video. The events were video production and on-demand video. So on-demand video is you get a prompt, a genre, and a line, and those are and then you all in-house, all in at the hotel that we do that, film it, edit it, and export it. video production is the same thing, but we have, I think, like months in advance.
Wow. Now this sounds like a lot of stuff you had to do in this competition. What place did you guys get in? Where did you guys rank out of everybody?
Yeah, so I think we actually beat our rivals. We beat South Carolina and New York. We definitely got top 10 pin, and we got, yeah, so like the top 10 pin we got up like on stage, and everybody, like we had the whole, like everybody was getting excited for us and everything, and I think we placed 6th overall, but the main thing was we beat New York and we beat South Carolina.
Wow, that's fascinating stuff, Jake.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure talking with you today. I've learned a lot about video editing today.
Appreciate it, Jared. Again, thank you so much for having me on. Show a lot of production value. Appreciate that you having me and showing like how an editor can be. I appreciate it.
Well, that's awesome. I think we're going to take a quick break from our sponsor, and then we're going to head back to the studio.
Well, folks, that's all we have for you on this edition of Not So Blue Moody News. I'm Josh Diamond.
And I'm Noah Rabe. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic night.